All right. Welcome back or welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Today, I want to talk to you about the most important thing that you should do as a reseller. The very first thing, the number one thing, it's the thing that you need to always think about, always work on, always evolve, and make sure that you are showing this and doing this with your customers. Okay. That number one thing, that the most important thing is you have to build a brand. Okay. I have been reselling since 2018. But before that, I've worked for many companies. I've actually ran my own companies. I was an entrepreneur way before I was like just reselling as an entrepreneur. So I have experience and have learned different ways about how to brand a business. Now, I know most of us start when you're reselling. Okay, who here? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you started reselling because you just wanted to get some extra income. Okay, or raise your hand if you're thinking about starting because you're trying to generate some extra income, right? Or raise your hand and you're just thinking, okay, I just need some extra money in my pocket. I just need something extra. Okay, so you're kind of dabbling in it. You're kind of doing it here and there. You're kind of treating it as a hobby, right? But you have to understand that as long as you are providing something and providing some type of offer to somebody and then they are paying you for it and then you're sending them their item, you are conducting business. Okay, so then you have to think about your reselling not as a hobby, not as a side hustle. Okay, it's a business. Okay, whether it is a part-time business or a full-time business, it's a business. Okay, so the side hustle concept, I understand it. I get it. I used to say the same thing, like, oh, I've got all these side hustles, but it's not a side hustles. You just got all these businesses and you work them all part-time. That's what that means. Okay, so I'm just trying to let you know or try to get you to understand that you got to treat your reselling business, even if you're doing it just sporadically, you're not very consistent with it, it's still a business. So treat it as such. So you've got to build a brand. Every business should have a brand because when you have a branding, it helps you communicate what you offer to your customers. Okay, if you're just going to a marketplace, and a marketplace is like Poshmark, Whatnot, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, if you're a seller on any of these marketplaces and all you're doing is throwing out products, here, buy this, buy this, buy this, you don't have a clear messaging to your customers. You're kind of coming off a little bit. Yes, I have all these products, but it's like, where are these products coming from? What store is this? I've never heard of this store. You have to kind of create a almost like a theme to what you do. So everything that you do is a theme. Think about it as like I don't know, like a birthday party. Okay. When you go to a birthday party, usually there's a theme. Everybody knows this is the event I'm coming to because of the theme of the party, right? So if somebody's looking for this event and they don't see any decorations, they don't see anything, they just see people standing around. It's a little confusing. It's like, is this where the party is? Is this where I'm supposed to go? I'm not quite, but if you have all the streamers up, all the lights, the balloons, and then somebody's looking for the party, guess what? I know where the party is because you're highlighting it, you're decorating it, you're showing the theme, you're showing that it's a party. So it's the same thing you got to do about your business. You got to brand your business. You got to create those different themes. You got to decorate where you are showcasing your products so that people know, hey, this is where the party's at. This is where I'm at. This is where my products are. And then they'll get used to seeing you more. They'll get used to understanding, okay, these are the type of products, this is the energy, this is the vibe, this is the messaging, this is what I know I'm going to get from this seller every single time, because you're constantly showing these themes around your business. And again, you are a reseller and you have a business, not a side hustle. Okay. If you're just doing it part-time, then you're part-time, you're part-time business owner. That's all. It's not a side hustle. Okay. Think of it like a business. All right. So the most important thing again is you need to build a brand around your reselling business. So what does that mean? I broke it down into 4 things. And so instead of giving you all 4 today, this might end up being a part time. I might do 1 today or 2 today and then do another one tomorrow. But this is really important and I want to dive into it so that way I can actually help you guys set yourself up for success and not failure. Because I have seen a lot of resellers, they start a little all over the place, and then as they're selling later on they kind of realize, oh, I need to do this, and then they're not quite sure how afterwards. Or people are just starting, you might be uh starting the journey right now and you're like, I'm not sure how to create a brand, I'm not sure how to create a business. So I want to start off with telling you, okay, it's not very difficult. It just takes a little bit of thinking and a little bit of, uh, a little bit of time. You need to sit down. I gave myself 1 week and I really sat down and thought about it. And I took each piece and gave each piece about a day to decide. Okay, this is what it stands for. This is what I am. This is what I need. And then I got my brand together and I started throwing it out there, and people got used to me. So now I have over 3,000 5-star ratings. I've got over hundreds of thousands of followers combined on my Whatnot and Poshmark platforms. And it was all because I created this brand. Okay. And now I'm trying to build a brand here on YouTube. I'm trying to get you guys used to seeing me, understanding what my branding is. I'm going to get into what all that is. But I'm grouping it in that word brand. But there's different pieces to branding. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you guys about 4 main pieces today. Or I'm going to start talking to you about it. The first one is I have my little cheat sheet here. The first thing you need to do is you need to establish what you represent, and that's your core values. Okay. Then you need to share your story. Then you need to stand out from the rest of your competition. And then you need to become trustworthy and reliable. And so, like, okay, you probably heard some of these things before, okay, but what does that mean? I'm going to try to help you break each one of those down so you can really define these things and you have an understanding. Because once you have an understanding of this part, you can build on top. This is like your foundation. Think of this as like the trunk of a tree, right? If the trunk of a tree is very skinny and every time the wind blows, it's like, and it's very, flexible and it's not very sturdy. Everything any fruit that grows on that tree probably isn't going to make it. It's going to blow off the tree. It's not going to be sturdy enough to grow strong. We want a strong foundation. We want a nice thick, tall tree trunk. So that way, everything that grows from this is going to be fruitful and be able to carry the weight of all the abundance coming your way. And that's what I'm here to try to help you do. Okay. So these are the foundation of your branding of your business. So let's talk about today. We're going to talk about the first thing I'm going to talk about is establishing what you represent and your core values. All right. I got all types of notes today because this is a thing. This is a thing. Okay. Now, what are core values? Core values are pretty much what you stand for. Okay. It's like your motto, your beliefs. Okay. What drives you. What It's really what you believe, what the heart of your belief. Okay. And you have personal core values and you have business core values. Most people, or I mean, there's probably other people out there who think like me, but most people, I want to say about, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there, but in my mind, about 95% of business owners, when they start their business, they're just thinking about the business. I need to brand my business, and they're just thinking about what they want the business to be. And okay, that's great, that's wonderful. You do need to think about that. But you first have to know what your personal values are first, so that way you can mold your business to fit with what you believe in. Okay. And also having a personal brand will help you attract more customers and more people towards you versus just having a business brand. Think about Elon Musk, right? He's got a personal brand. When you think about Elon Musk, you think about this guy who's, first of all, probably rich and wealthy, very, he's kind of, he's high up there on the pedestal, but you think about somebody who's very smart, tech savvy, somebody who's creative, innovative, right? He's got a brand. And then he created the brand, or he created the business Tesla, and they go hand in hand, right? He didn't create like an art gallery studio, or he didn't create a Making the Band podcast. Like he has a personal brand, and the business that he has, Tesla, they go hand in hand. Okay. So think about it like that. You need to create or you need to understand, and you already have a personal brand. Okay. You already have one. It's not that you got to create it. You just have to define it and understand what it is, and then use that for your business to build your business. Okay. So, and this is for any business, but I'm talking about resellers today. So, first, we need to define what your personal core values are. So I have 3 questions that you can ask yourself. And I know you're probably like, come on, I don't want to really ask. I don't want to do like a worksheet type, uh, what do you call it, activity. But this is how I started. If I didn't write these things down, if I didn't answer these questions, I wouldn't even be able to be here telling you what I'm telling you now. I wouldn't have what I have going on right now with my businesses. So this is important. So if you can, before I tell you the question, grab yourself a piece of paper, or grab your phone, jot down it in your notes, or wherever you're going to answer these questions, but have it written down somewhere so you can kind of go back to it and read it, because it's going to evolve as you evolve. So you want to keep it somewhere where you can always keep your eyes on it. Okay. All right. So just giving you a moment real quick. Get that paper, get whatever you got to get. All right. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. So the first question is, what principles or beliefs are most important to you in your daily life, and why? Okay, so what principles or beliefs are most important to you in your daily life, and why? This question is going to help you reflect a little bit on what truly matters. So be honest with yourself. Like, what do you hold dear to yourself as far as on a daily basis? Okay, is it about kindness? Is it about generosity? Is it about helping people? Is it about taking care? Like, what are some things that you think, like, every day I believe this. I need to do this. I gotta, whatever your beliefs are. Okay, maybe it might be being productive every day. Maybe it might be making money every day. Maybe it might be hanging or being around your family every day. Or you have these beliefs. Like, this is what I believe in, and I want to do this on a daily basis. Like, what are these practices? What are these activities that you like to do? What are these experiences that you want to have daily? Like, for the rest of your life, this is what I believe. I'm going to live by it. I do this every day. It might be exercising every day. It might be eating healthy. It might be, again, helping people, being generous, giving to people. Whatever it is, write it down, and write down as many as you can think of. I'd say let's narrow it down to your top 3, or I'll give you 5. Top 5, between 3 and 5. Okay, write them down, Give you a second, but write them down and just think about it, okay? Because this is important. All right, you ready? We're going to go on to number 2. All right, let's do number 2. Number 2, next question. Now I want you to think of a time when you felt proud. Okay, it's something that happened to you, a moment that happened in your life that you were proud of yourself. What values were you honoring in that moment? What was going on in that moment that you were like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe I did that. I feel so good. What was it that was going on for you at that moment? And why did you feel so proud of yourself? Right? Okay, write that down because again, these questions are building towards what your core value is. Give you a little bit more time here. All right. Now, and I'll give you another example. Like it might be graduating. Maybe you graduated high school and you were so proud of yourself because maybe your family, you might have been the first one in your family to graduate, or maybe at a point in time you thought you would never graduate, so you were proud of yourself. Or maybe it was when you had your first child and you were so proud at that moment, like I can't believe I did this. This little baby is in my like. What was it? What experience? What moment made you feel like, wow? This is amazing. I can't believe this wow. I did this. Feels so good. All right. And then again, why were you proud of yourself? Okay. All right. You ready for the next question? It's number 3. And this is the last question for your personal branding to understand what that is. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Who do you admire most and why? And then what values do they embody that resonate with you? So, who do you admire most in your life? Who it could be somebody in your personal life that's close to you. It could be somebody that's like a celebrity or a mentor. It could be somebody who you've seen on TV. You follow them. Again, family member, friend, coworker. Who do you admire the most? Why? And then what about them amazes you? What about them makes you feel like I admire that person? Why do you admire that person? What about them makes you admire them? Okay, so write that down. Whatever it is. Okay, it could be your parents. And I know a lot of people say I feel grateful and I admire my parents because they put a lot of hard work in to make sure there was food on the table and I had clothes. Okay, then why though? Like, is it because of that they were hardworking? They provided, okay? Or maybe it's a mentor. Maybe it's Dr. Martin Luther King. You're somebody who admires how he was a great public speaker and what his beliefs were and what he stood for. He was a good leader. Or maybe it's Donald Trump because of how he started from just one business and now he's got a whole empire. Now he's the president of the United States. Like what and who makes you feel like, okay, I admire this person, what they do. Okay, maybe it's Oprah Winfrey because again, she started from the bottom, and now she's like the number one. I think she's the most paid or close to the top highest paid woman in the world. She's very, very high paid. So maybe that's what it is. You acknowledge her hard work and her ethics or whatever it is. Write it down. Okay. Write it down and list that on your paper. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Now, what I want you to do is you're going to take those questions and we're going to figure out, we're going to pull the themes out of those questions. And what do I mean by that? So let me help you with that. Okay. So we want to figure out what the themes are. You're going to look at the answers that you wrote down to those questions and what are some of the same occurring words that you find in those questions. Maybe you use in the first question that you like to help others. Maybe you found that the person you admire helps others. Maybe, so if there's You see a pattern, okay, write that down. Helping others. Maybe it's about, again, what was the first question? A moment that you felt proud of yourself. Maybe it was because you overcame an obstacle that you didn't know you could overcome. And then maybe, again, the person that you admire also did the same thing. And maybe that's something that you believe in that you should do every day, overcome something that you haven't done before. Like, so think about those themes, those different themes, and write them down. As far as, again, the things that stand out to you, pull them out, pull them out. Um, Helping others, generosity, whatever it is. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but whatever you have, write them down, okay? Then from that, this is your personal statement. You're going to start with the words I value or I believe, okay? And then write out using those themed words that you pulled from the first questions, okay? You're going to write I value or I believe and then plug that in. So example, if your theme was integrity, okay, I value integrity and I strive towards that in my everyday life, something like that. Okay. If it's about overcoming obstacles, I I believe in overcoming obstacles and I'm going to do this on a daily basis, or I believe in helping others, um, and I'm going to practice that every day. Like something along those lines, as far as I believe or I value, da 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 da. Okay. And then you might have one, two, three, four, five, however many they are, write them down. I believe, I value. This is going to make it personal to you. You're going to know what you believe and what you value. Okay. Um, and then just make sure that when you're reading it back to yourself, it sounds clear, you can understand it, okay? And it should feel good to you, like, yeah, that's facts. Like it should feel like this is truth, this is my truth, and I stand behind this because this is the heart of what you believe. Okay, so I believe, I value helping other people every day. I value making money every day. I value um, living better than I did yesterday every day. Or I don't know, just whatever it is, write it down, okay? So that's your personal core values. All right, now let me see if I can give you another. Here's a couple examples because I tried to write down a couple examples. So here's another one. I value kindness and try to help others whenever I can. I value others, I value kindness and I try to help others every day. Okay. I believe in learning new things and I always try to do better every day. I believe in learning new things and I strive to learn something new every day. I believe in honesty and always telling the truth, even when it's hard. I believe in honesty. I believe in telling the truth and I practice it every day so it becomes easy. Here's another example. I value creativity and love finding new ways to solve problems. I value creativity and I strive to be creative every day. Um, and then I believe in being respectful to everyone, no matter who they are, and I practice this every day. So there's different ways you can word it, but the goal is to start with I believe, I value, and then that you're going to practice this every day or always, or use words that mean I'm always going to do it. This is something that no matter what, right? That the one I said was what did I say? I believe in being respectful to everyone, no matter what or no matter who they are. So I believe in being respectful. I believe in always being respectful. Use that word always. That means forever. Okay. I believe in always telling the truth. I believe in always being honest, or I believe in being honest every day. Just make sure that the wording means that you're going to be doing this all the time. because this is what I believe. Every day I'm gonna practice it. I might not do it every day as far as, we have our moments, but I strive to do it every day because this is what I believe in. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now, so you're probably thinking, okay, I got all this personal stuff. What does I got to do with business? Okay. So now that you know what you believe in, um, now you can tie that into your professional life. Okay, your professional business, everyday dealings. Now, now again, I'm talking to resellers, but maybe you are a part-time reseller, and maybe you're a part-time reseller and you also work for a company, but you're feeling really blah at that company. You feeling like this isn't for me. Okay, let's take a look at why you feel that way as far as you're working for someone else. Why? Do you feel like you don't connect? Maybe their values, what that company values, don't coincide with what you personally value. So you're clashing a little bit. Okay. So even if you're an employee somewhere, you want to try to work somewhere that connects with your personal values so you can be happy when you show up for work. You can feel like I'm every day I'm doing something towards what I personally believe, and I feel good about it, versus you get up every morning and you feel like I'm going to work for somebody. I don't even want to get up this morning, and what I'm doing, it's I don't care about. I don't care. So you got to find that connection. Same thing with your business, your reselling business, okay? You have to find that connection. You have to find out what drives you. So if your belief is I like helping people, okay? You're reselling now as far as what? How are you got to before we even get there, let me give you a couple questions now that you can define a little bit of definition with what you do professionally with your business, and then we're going to connect it all together to connect your personal branding with your business branding to make sure that you are daily working towards things that make you feel good and don't make you want to quit. Okay. Because I know so many people, so many resellers start reselling and then they get going and they're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's because they don't, or they didn't understand their core values. Maybe reselling isn't for you. Maybe because of your core values, you kind of clash. Or maybe again, you gotta figure out what your branding is and make your reselling business connect with your branding. So you have an option. Either right now reselling isn't for you because you haven't defined what your brand is and you haven't connected it yet. And you feel like, all right, I'm gonna go do something else. Or maybe again, it's just that this isn't for you. Maybe again it just doesn't match, and you're just like, this isn't for me. Okay. um so let's figure this out. Okay. All right, so here's the next, so I'm going to ask you three questions now, um that I want you to write down. Okay, and this is going to target your business. Okay. All right, so, and this again is this is whether you already have your reselling business set up or you're thinking about your reselling business. I want you to be in the mindset of what you envision your business to be if you haven't started yet. And then I want you, if you already started your business, to actually look at what you already have in front of you and define it. Because again, if you haven't defined it yet, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why your sales are low, because you're all over the place. Okay. So I'm trying to help you narrow it down. Okay. All right. So, first question, are you ready? All right. What is the primary mission of your business and what values must be present to achieve it? Okay. So, let's talk about that. We talked about your values personally. So, when I'm asking you what values must be present for you to achieve your mission in your business, we're talking about those values. So, is it helping people? Is it making money every day? Is it growing an audience? Is it learning something new? Whatever it is, plug that in to your business. So, um, let me see if I give you. well, I'm not going to go there yet, but just write down as far as just what are your core, those personal values that you had from before, plug them in right here. Okay, what is the primary mission of your business and what values must be present? These are the values that must be present for my business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember I told you to pick between 3 and 5. Whatever it is, however many you have, write them down under here. Okay. um, how do you want your customers and your employees to look at your business? Okay, what values support that perception? So how do you want, like, be honest, how do you want your customers to see you? Do you want them to see you as this fun, engaging, happy, bubbly vibe brand? Is it something where you want to feel more like you are this like natural healing type brand? Do you feel like you want to do you want to be seen as your customers as somebody who can always reach out? Like I always help with customer service. I'm always helping, do you want them to be able to reach out to you? Is it more that you want to focus on the quality products, that you want to be known as having these high quality products? Is it, and again, it's just, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for, like, okay, let's go back to Elon Musk and Tesla. Okay, his company is known for being innovated in like solar energy and high tech and robotics. Okay, he's known for that. That's what he wants to be known. That's what he wants to connect with his audience, his customers. That's what he wants to be known for professionally in his business aspect. Um, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Okay, she's known as a television host, an entrepreneur, a business mogul. Okay, that's how we see Oprah Winfrey. Who's another? Um, I don't know why I can't think of anybody right now. Da, 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 Kim Kardashian. Okay, what is she? She's an influencer. She's a model. Okay, we don't think Kim Kardashian and say, oh, she's one of the, like, she's a really I don't want to say that like that. Sorry. You don't say we see Kim Kardashian and then relate her to, being a scientist and finding the discovery and curing different diseases and things. Like, we don't put her in the same bucket. She's known for this. Okay. Uh, Oprah Winfrey is known for this. Like, they're in their business. Harpo Studios, Harpo. She's got Oprah Winfrey. She's got a magazine. Okay. Or here's another one. Maybe Martha Stewart might be a little easier because Oprah, Oprah's in entertainment. She's in home and living. She's got a magazine. She's got entertainment studio. She's got production studio. She's in like more entertainment. She was a television host. Then we've got Martha Stewart. She's known for cooking. Well, she's known for other things, but she's mostly known for cooking and homemaking. Okay, she's got a magazine about cooking and homemaking. She has a couple different cooking shows and things like that. So her business, again, she's known for cooking and all that. So they you see how they connect. So what do you want to be known for? Even if you're reselling, what do you want to be known for? In general. I'm gonna get through this, okay? All right, and are you ready for the third question? The third question is, I want you to reflect on a challenging decision that your business faced or that you are facing right now in your business. So again, it might be just getting started. It might be deciding what platform to be on. If you're just new to this, or if you have been reselling for a while, think about a challenging decision that your business faced, and then what values helped and guided you through that process, decision-making process. So was it, again, that let's take the example, you're just starting out reselling, okay? And you're not sure what platform to sell on. If you're you want to be known for making all these beautiful mugs and you want to be known for making all this beautiful jewelry, then the decision to decide which platform to sell on, you might decide to sell on Etsy because it's known for for sellers who create their own products. So you want to sell on Etsy. And so it was a challenging decision. You might have been doing so much research for a couple weeks because you're like, there's so many platforms. I don't know what to sell on. And you start researching Poshmark and Whatnot and eBay and Amazon. And then you find Etsy. You do all this research and then you realize, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with Etsy because it makes the most sense for what I'm selling. All right. So that's a challenging decision that you had uh, to make to figure out what platform am I going to sell on if you're just starting out. If you've been selling, maybe a challenging decision about your business was maybe trying to think. Maybe you had. I'm trying to think. Maybe somebody tried to scam you as far as you sent out a package and then the person says that they didn't receive their package and you have to make a decision at that point. Should I indulge in with this customer? Because again, you know for a fact you sent the package. You have proof and evidence that you sent the package, but this might be a customer that has been buying from you multiple times and maybe it's a misunderstanding. Maybe you have to understand as far as using that challenging decision. You gotta look at all the different aspects and figure out, should I give this person a refund or should I just tell them, sorry, there's nothing I can do. And maybe because your business, you want to be known for having great customer service, you've decided to go ahead and just give them the refund because you want to make that person happy. And again, it could be even a new seller. Maybe it's a new seller, you never met them before, but they're complaining that something was broken and you think in your mind, well, maybe they broke it. Should you give the refund or should you stand your ground? Um, and then maybe your values is you offer high quality items. So because the item is broken, you decide to give a refund because you don't want to be known for sending or people being unhappy for faulty items or damaged items. So what types of business decisions have you made? Just kind of think a little bit because it's not going to be an easy one, but think about it. What type of business decisions came up for you, challenging ones that you had to use that now that you can look back on it, you can see that you use some values to make that decision and then point out what those values were. Okay. Whether they're the personal values that you had, but what other, maybe you pulled out some other values that you didn't realize before, but write them down. All right. All right. So you've got all these questions. Did you answer? Are you guys following with me? First of all, are you following along? Is this making sense? Okay. Now I'm going to help you put it all together. Okay. Now, just like before, we're going to look at these themes. We got all these different themes here from the business questions that I asked you earlier, or that you ended up answering yourself. Okay, so we need to start pulling out those themes now. Okay, do you see a lot of themes? And you should, hopefully. If you don't, it's okay because we're trying to define that. Do you see a lot of themes in your business values that connect with your personal values now that we've defined what your personal values are? Do you see a pattern? Okay. If not, that's okay. What values did you pull from there? So maybe your personal values are helping people or learning new things. And then now you're finding in your business that your values are more providing customer service and maybe it's um, answering comments and questions. Well, I guess that falls underneath customer service. Maybe it's providing, again, great quality service as far as the products that you offer. Maybe it's focusing on the listings, making sure that no matter what, people have a good experience when they're shopping your store because it's all organized. Whatever it is, okay, pull those values out, okay, and then where's my little. Okay, so then you're going to draft your statement. The statement now, so the first time when we were doing the personal values, we said, I believe, I value. For your business now, we are going to start with we are committed to. We value. We are committed to. We value. And so here's an example. If you see that in your business themes, customer service is something that you pulled out, one of those themes that you pulled out, you could say, we are committed to exceeding customer expectations with through exceptional service. We are committed to providing excellent customer service with every transaction. Something along those lines, okay? And then what you're gonna do now is group them all together. So combining your personal goals and your business goals from what you picked out as far as we are committed to XYZ, we are committed to, okay, we value XYZ. Let me give you some more examples, hold on. Because I feel like I didn't give you enough examples for business. I know I have some. I know I have some. Here we go. Oh, it only gave me the 3? I only have, okay, so I've got, oh, here they go. I'm all over the place. Here we go. So okay, you can use we believe, we value, we care about. I forgot about we care about, okay? So we care about making our customers happy and always try to give them the best service. We believe in working together as a team to solve problems and make our company better. Here's another example. We value quality and make sure our products are the best they can be. Okay, so it's almost like you're making again, you're making this bold statement that always, no matter what, this is what we're gonna do. Always, no matter what, this is what we value. Always, no matter what, this is what we care about, okay? So then we believe in being fair and honest in all things we do in our business. We believe in being fair and honest in our business every day. We care about our community and try to give back whenever we can. So think about, again, make sure you're putting them in there. We care about, we value, we are committed to, and then da 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 da, and put it in a statement or a phrase where you're saying it that you'll always do that. You're doing this on a daily basis. You're not here and there, like every day. This is what you're working on. Now, by putting them together, right? If you're a reseller, and again, your statements or your value, your core value statements say, I value helping others. Okay, maybe the products that you sell have to do with helping others, and you sell them on Poshmark, Whatnot, Etsy, whatever it is. Maybe you're helping others. I don't know. Maybe you're helping others with. I don't know. I can't. Maybe, okay, so maybe you like to help others by donating. So maybe you make gloves or socks or something and you sell on Etsy and you tell people, every time I make a sale, I'm going to donate a pair of gloves to the homeless, because that's your core value as far as helping others. Maybe you have, as far as being honest. Maybe one of your values is being honest. So maybe you make sure that all your products aren't fake. Make sure that you're not selling knockoffs. You do extra, like maybe you sell, luxury bags, and you are telling your customers, your core value for your business is, we're not going to, we take that extra step to authenticate these brands and make sure that these are genuine, they're real, they're not knockoffs. So using those core values, if you're combining them again, if your values for your company, okay, connect or they complement your personal brand, you're going to be more willing to get up every morning and do the work. You're going to be feeling energized and feel good that after you've done what you've done, you've had a great day because you feel like I've accomplished something because I'm working towards what I believe. So again, figure out what that is for you. Okay, so for me, my core value, one of my core values is to help others evolve and be better than they were the day before. Like, we're always evolving, we're always changing, and I want to help you guys understand that it's a daily, day by day process, and we've got to every day take steps towards being another better version of ourselves than we were the day before. Always growing, always learning, always doing more. And we've got to do that with our businesses, our reselling business. So that's my core value. And because of that, I'm here on YouTube spreading that word. I'm a reseller, right? I'm a reseller, but I'm also helping and helping others evolve by giving you guys this information that I have. So that's how I'm using my business to connect with my core values. So for yours, again, it may be your goal is to, or not your goal, but your value is to, let me pull something from here, is to learn new things every day. Okay. So maybe your products are helping people to learn, helping, maybe it's, maybe you sell books. Maybe your products are different books that, maybe they're used books, maybe they're new books. Maybe you write books and you're selling them on your platforms, on different platforms, and you're shipping them out, or just, you got to get a little, you got to think outside the box just a little bit. But again, if you make the effort, if you take time, and I would take about a day to really kind of think about this and understand, okay, this is my value, this is what I really value, and I want to communicate that in my business. So if you're just starting out, you kind of have a little bit of an advantage because you can now start thinking about that before you start diving really deep into everything, as far as what is it that you value? What do you want your business to stand for? And don't forget that this isn't something that is just, once you decide it, that's it. Because you as a person, again, you're always evolving. So that means your core values might change as you get older, as you experience new things. So as your core values change, you can definitely revamp your business values. They're not set in stone, okay? You can tweak things. You might get rid of a core value and add something new, or you might just tweak it in a different way so it sounds a little bit differently. But it's every day. Every day you're evolving, every day you're growing. So once you have the gist of it, write it down. And I say try to tweak it every once in a while. Tweak if you read it. If today you read it and you're like, okay, this is it. But then you're starting to do something, and then as you're doing it, you realize, you know what, my core value doesn't really cover this part. Let me see if I can tweak that just a little bit to include the value that I found today in what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that I add this in my core values because I want to do this every day. And then now you go back and you tweak. Or maybe you're doing it and you feel like, you know what, this isn't it. I don't want to do this every day. Like this isn't quite it. Maybe I need to tweak it to say it a little differently. So maybe it's like, okay, I want to help others. All right, helping others is broad. That's a really big statement. So maybe as you're moving along, you're like, you know what? It's not just helping others. It's helping others learn how to cook. It's helping others find the best trends in fashion. It's helping just kind of, you tweak it as you go and you start figuring out, oh, this is exactly what I stand for. This is what I want to do. And then it helps you, again, it motivates you to put the work in. It gives you a drive, especially when you're working for yourself. Again, if you're an employee, you want your core value, your personal core values to time with wherever you're working. But if you're working for yourself, you're your own boss, you have your own business, okay, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own reselling business, it's very difficult. Like how many of you, raise your hand, How many of you find it hard to get up in the mornings and go tackle that? We call it the death pile of clothes that you have to go and list, or the items that you have to go and list, and you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, I'm going to get to it. But they're sitting there. It's like, I'm going to list it. Like, how many of you? I know I'm guilty of it. I have a death pile sitting. I'm pointing at it right now. It's been sitting there. It's like, I'm going to get to it, but it's just that I'm dragging my feet. You have to find that motivation. And one of those ways, again, is the core values. By understanding what your core values are, now you're getting up and it's like, okay, it makes sense for me. Not only do I want to make money, because that's a big part of it, but why do you want to make the money? And that's the value part. The money is one, but go deeper a little bit. Okay, yes, I want to make money, but why is it that you want to make money? Is it because I want to make sure that I am financially stable? I want to make sure that my kids get what they need. I want to, like, what's the value, or like, why are you doing it? And then use that as your core value, your motivation to say, you know what, I'm doing it because of XYZ. I gotta do it every day. This is what I gotta do. So use that as a guide. Again, this is just number one of the 4 things I believe that you need to do this is like the first thing you need to do as a reseller, for any bit, as an entrepreneur, period. You need to find your personal brand, your personal core values. Okay, and then you need to define your business core values. And then you can start looking into, a lot of people think that the first thing they need to do is create a logo or decide what colors they need, which, yes, in the like, you kind of, that's yes, one of the first things you need to do from a visual perspective. But from a mental, psychological perspective, you need to understand, first of all, why are you creating a logo? So now that you have these core values, right, of who you are, you can start realizing the type of audience you're trying to attract. And from understanding the type of audience you're trying to attract, because you want to attract the audience that respects those core values that you have. They're looking for those core values. They want to connect with those core values. Once you find that audience, now you'll know, or once you understand what audience you're looking for, that will lead you to understand what type of logo you need and the colors. Because depending on what you are trying to attract, the audience you're trying to attract, you need to understand what colors you're going to use. Not every color attracts the audience you need. So they go hand. You need to know this stuff first to use that. And then if you are a business already that already has your logo, it's okay. You can always rebrand if you decide, okay, I'm going to tweak it a little bit. You can retweak it a little bit, but for the most part, keep your logo, keep what you're doing already, and just make subtle changes. So if, for example, your logo is bright red and you decide, you know what, I want to have more of a softer pink color, like subtly change it. Like, go ahead and change it to the pink, but maybe, maybe it might be just highlighting, hey, we're coming back fresh and new for the season, or for the new year, or for, whatever. And then, highlight why you're changing, or not why, but showcase the brand change, what you changed in there. But again, don't do it in a way that it's like, I'm changing everything. I'm changing the logo. I'm changing the colors. Just do little subtle little hints that it's okay. The customer might see the change, but it's not so much of a change that they don't recognize you anymore. They need to still be able to identify and connect with you if you decide to rebrand or change any of your coloring in your logos or your visual pieces. But for the most part, again, this video is for you to highlight your core values, personal core values, business core values, connect the two so that you have a good understanding of your foundation. This is a foundation of your business. And then now you can start building on top of that. So I'm going to break this down again into a couple parts. So this is part 1. All right, we're going to have part 2 tomorrow. Part 2 is going to be sharing your story. All right, and I'm going to go dive deep into what that means, and then how you're going to connect your core values to that. And again, we are just stacking. We're going to go, like, think of it like a pyramid kind of thing. We've got the base now, we've got our core values, and then now we're going to move up to the next level I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. That's going to be day 11 on this 30-day challenge. Again, I'm going live every day in the month of June 2025, and I'm just talking to you guys about everything reselling on platforms like Poshmark and Whatnot, and just reselling in general. So if you are watching in the month of June 2025, please go ahead and join. I go live 1 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're catching this video, this live stream after I've gone live and it's over with, no problem. Still go ahead, drop your comments, questions, concerns in the comment section. I will gladly answer it for you. I do make a practice of going and checking every day to see if there's any new comments or questions, and I do respond. And then I might make it into a video, which I would like to, because then I'm pretty sure there's going to be other people who have the same questions, and I want to help as many people as I can get an understanding of, what it means to be a reseller and have an actual reselling business, and how you can grow and actually be successful at it and make money, and find a little bit of freedom from all the you know the bills and all the obligations, financial obligations, and just feeling more at home with being a reseller and finding joy in it, doing what you do. All right. That's all I have for you today. Please make sure, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I will be dropping new videos, not just live stream videos, but I do drop other videos constantly. So please go ahead and subscribe so you get notified when those drop. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, stay bright, stay beautiful, and keep on smiling. All right, later, Gators.